Are you, Lord? Such a great thing to hear and all that stuff. Great are you, Lord. Is this breath in your lungs? Is it? This is a great worship song. Well, since we didn't get any prayer requests, we can still pray. Oh, I know, right? We can still pray. So let's bow our heads and pray. Holy gracious Father, Lord, I come to your throne, Lord. Lord, prepare our hearts to listen to what you have to say tonight, Lord. Hopefully that we can be able to take it and to be able so that it can guide us. So that we can use it. As we're just not hearers of the word, but we're doers of the word. Putting it into practice. So we really want to see what you have to say tonight. So let our hearts be open so that we can be able to take all of it in. Not just some of it, but maybe just to be able to take it all in our heart, Lord. Help us to be able to do that. I do ask whole Christian name. Amen. Amen and amen. Welcome, 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 everyone. I am your boy, Highly and Hufflepuff. Yes, Highly and Hufflepuff. I know it says Puff, but, I could be a Highly and Hufflepuff. Um, so we have been going through a series, and this is sadly, unfortunately, the last part. This is the last part of our breathing room series. Now, what this series entails, if some of y'all are maybe new out there, we were basically looking at how busy is your schedule and how much breathing room you need. We did several things to compare it to, like the hard drives, saying that they're full of space and you can't install like a new game on it, and you have to uninstall to free up that space to have that breathing room. Um, and looking at our schedules, how much am I doing during the day? Do I really need some breathing room, some of that relaxation time? So that's what we've been looking at for the past several weeks. And this is the last part. This has no focus like the other ones do. Focus on one thing, breathing room, and then schedule, hard drives, and then we looked at finance, and then last week we looked at budget. So this week I just want to look at some points throughout this whole entire series, and to be able to go a little bit in depth for this last part. So hopefully you gather something during this series. Hopefully you have. Um, I do want to bring up 11 points. These are different points within the series, within the breathing room title, and this is basically the sermon. 11 points. The breathing room. The things that you could be able to gather from as is the finale of the series. So the first thing I want to bring up, um, let's say that you're busy. You're always busy, not sometimes. And let's say you don't have room to breathe. You don't have that room. You're just busy, busy, busy. You're running that marathon. You're doing the stuff. You're getting the dude. You're getting the dirt. And you might be thinking to yourself, am I living a sin? Well, my thing is to you, what is God doing within you? You know, and you have to be able to take that moment to take that step back and just go, okay, God, what do you have for me? And even in the back Old Testament, if you remember the creation of the days, and on the Sabbath day, if some people may remember it, um, basically rest. But the rules have changed. That's back in the old times. So we are in new times. We don't have to follow the basic rules from the Old Testament. Those are laws. Those are good recommendations. I'm not going to say to ignore the Old Testament, but as you can see from Old Testament and New Testament, the rules have changed. And the thing is that we got to find our rest in God. So to answer your question, is it a sin? Are you living in sin if you're just busy, busy? No. But why not rest? Why not rest? Like, why are you asking if it's a sin or not? Why not just, take that breath and just relax for a moment? Why wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure all of us need it. We gotta charge like batteries. That's basically batteries gotta sit there and rest. After a full use, you have to charge it. And it's good to go at 100% capacity. If you do it at 50%, it's not going to work 100%. That's how it would go with phones or switches, stuff like that. But is it ideal living? No. We see Jesus as busy. He was busy, but he was in no rush. He wasn't running. He was walking. That's the thing. He was busy, but he had breathing room. So that's the first point. The second point that I want to bring up is your schedule. Breathing room for prayer. How can I be able to look at my schedule and put in prayer? We look at Jesus, and look at his busy, busy schedule. He even had time to pray. What, you don't believe me? You just don't believe me? Okay, Luke 5:16, it says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." He went out of his busy, busy schedule to pray. And some of us may sit there and have excuses, well, I just don't have time to pray. I just don't have the time to do it. But if you look at prayer, it's basically communication with God. And people asking, okay, it's communication with God. Okay, how much time should I spend in prayer? Is it 30 minutes? 15 minutes? Is it 3 hours? It shouldn't matter of the time. And people make it matter so much because it feels like those are the standards and we have to meet them. We create standards for ourselves, and it's like our goal to be able to meet these standards. It's not about the minutes. It's not about the time. Spend time with prayer with him. You will be able to meet with him, to talk with him. Like the movie from Soul last night that we watched last night for a movie night. He was sitting there playing the piano, Joe Gardner, and he got in the zone. He was basically in the zone. That should be just like prayer, just getting in that zone of just praying. But the thing is, you got to be able to discipline yourself to be able to put it in your busy, busy schedule. We could pray at any time. And you got to make it a priority. But instead you probably put other things ahead, like stuff that you like to do, hobbies. We all have hobbies. We all love to do something, right? I love to play video games. You might be different. You might hate video games. I don't know why not, but video games are like the best thing ever. But we all have hobbies. We all have something that we enjoy. But to put that over prayer, then you really need to back up and really pray to God. If you really don't have that breathing room, because it says in 1 Thessalonians 5:7, we go look at another verse here. It says, pray continually. This verse is not long. Pray continually or pray without seasoning, as some other translations would say. Praying all the time. It shouldn't be about how much time. People wondering, oh, I gotta pray for 15 minutes, then I'm good. I got it. Just pray for 15 minutes. I'm good for the rest of the day. Okay, if you just talk to your spouse or your friends for only 15 minutes a day, how is that relationship going for you? Just think about it. How well is that relationship going for you? If you spend time with that person for 15 minutes, let's say you're making it a time, right? You want to be able to put it in time, right? For the prayer? To try to make breathing room in your schedule for praying? Let's take that and use it for friends and family. Oh, hey babe, I'm going to spend only 30 minutes with you. Oh, hey, buddy of mine. Hey, Aaron. We're only going to spend 30 minutes. How well is that relationship going to go? Think about it. Do you think you're building a good relationship? Or are you just there just to be there? You can't do that with God. I'm sorry. It's going to suffer. That relationship is going to suffer. If you don't put in the time, if you don't put in the effort, then you're not going to get it. You can talk to God all the time. You know, you don't have to do that. People sit here and think, okay, here's how to pray. Close your eyes, hold out your hands, and you see me do that oftentimes. But the thing is, you don't do that in front of a friend. All right, let's talk. How are you doing? You're doing good. Yes, I can feel it. Yes. And that person is like, why is your eyes closed? Is this how we're communicating now? What are you doing? You're sitting here like are you praying or are you talking to me? I'm confused. But you don't talk to a person like that. You don't sit there and go, all right, how are you doing? You know, that's weird. That's strange. You know, if I had someone coming up to me and sit there and talk to me in that format, in that way, I'd be like, what are you doing? what a, am I missing something? You know, what is this? I must be missing some calculated formula. Is this supposed to be the new way to talk? You know, is this how we're supposed to talk to people? I don't know. But it's weird if you really think about it. But the thing is, you can talk to God all the time while you're driving, while you're working. Like I said, praying is basically a communication with God. You can sit there and have a conversation without doing all this. You can be able to have a full-on conversation. I do that often. You know, I will sit there before I even go to bed. I don't do this. I just look. Well, sometimes I'll look up. Sometimes I'll look out my window. Sometimes I'll just look somewhere else. And I'll sit there and just talk. I'm just going to be talking to God as if someone was actually there with me. You know, personally. Well, not personally, but in person. Then that should be the same thing. So that's the second point. Your third point is that what if you feel like you just don't have that breathing room to be able to serve God or to be able to get involved? Like you will feel guilty saying, like, if I'm not involved at a church, I feel bad. Some of us Christians will feel that way, and it's sad, and it's the truth. Saying like, oh man, I'm not like. There's oftentimes where I feel bad that I don't have a home church. It kind of makes me feel like, I miss having that church family. Ones that can support me to encourage me. I miss that, and part of me like often feel guilty. We shouldn't feel guilty. And another way, if you're involved at a church, then you feel like, oh man, guess what I do? I do all this. I do the soundboard. I'm actually teach a children's class. Stuff like that. I used to do that when I was back in my church, the church that I used to go to. I used to do that. I'd be like, look at me go, look. You know, and that's wrong. That you're boasting. You're being prideful. One of the seven deadly sins, as the world like to put it. Seven deadly sins. It's a sin, but all sin are equal. But it's deadly. It's pretty deadly. But the thing is that when you're a follower, you are called to be served. You're called to serve. You're a servant. It's not just within a church. It's not just within a ministry. It's a lifestyle. That is what it is. It's an idea of being a consumer or a contributor. You go to Twitch. Here we are, right? This is a place where you can get entertainment. Same with YouTube. Entertainment. You might be searching up something weird, something funny, memes. We have that within our Discord. It's entertainment. You're coming there to get something. Like I like to watch retro stuff. I've been kind of watching a little bit of Metroid Dread. I'm not gonna sit here and lie that I didn't, because oh boy, I want it. But the thing is, we're not called to consume or to consume. We're called to contribute. It's like a guest coming in at your house. You want to make sure that you do the best for the guests. You don't want to give them leftovers like we talked about previously in the series. You want to make sure that the bed is made for them if they're sleeping over, making sure that the food is home cooked properly, making sure that you probably want them back at your house. It's also, if you stay part of a family, you got to contribute. Instead, we just take, 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 take. Take and take and take, 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 take. That's not a follower of Jesus. Jesus didn't go take, 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 take. Sorry to say that. Jesus didn't do that. We're supposed to serve. We're supposed to give, not eat it all up. And it's a practice. You have to go to God and seek Him out and say, okay, God, how can I serve you? How can I be able to build your kingdom? How can I do that? And stuff does happen. We all have our seasons that we go through. Every single one of us has that season that we go through in our lifetime. Like kids. Let's say you're married, or maybe you're a wife, and let's say you have, I don't know, let's say cheaper by the dozen. Let's say you have 12 kids. I don't know why you have that many, but, that just as an example here. You want to be able to serve your kids. You can still serve. You shouldn't feel bad if you're not serving a church, if you're not serving a ministry. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Because it shouldn't be, like I said earlier, it shouldn't be within a church. It shouldn't be within a ministry. It should be a lifestyle of being a servant. That's what you got to do. Don't sit there and go boost yourself up saying oh man, you see what I did? Man, I'm hosting a ministry service every Saturday night. Whoa, let's get people going. Woohoo! I do all this, I do this, I do this. Look at me go! Look at me go! I'm not like that. I'm sorry. But that can be a bit prideful, a bit boasting, which I don't do here. People can come and go if they please. If they choose to hear this, sure. If people don't, sure. But you have to serve. So that's my answer to that. To that point is, serving God. Make room to serve, because it should be a lifestyle. The fourth point is basically spending time with family. How can I get that breathing room? Say you're a busy bee, and let's say you don't have time to spend time with your family. Your mom, dad, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, etc., etc. I can go on with etc. here. But when you're a parent, you don't have a lot of time with your kids. They're going to grow up and they're going to move out eventually. And then you're going to have that short time. You want to be able to make that impact. In Proverbs, I know I'm going all around with this in the Bible. Proverbs 22:6, it says, "Start children off on the way they should go. And even when they are old, they will not turn from it." That's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be impacting the next generation. And you want to take time to spend out, because you're going to miss them. within my family, let's go with my family. I don't have that strong communication. I barely talk to them because I have a rocky start with them, a rocky communication with them, and it's just how can I put this? It's like every time there's a conversation, um, it's always seems to be about money. You know, it seems like that's all that matters, and then they don't talk to me. They see me, but they don't even say nothing. Like if I come back, like when I was going to a camp with my girlfriend, for example, and I came back home, and they didn't say a single word. And I don't even know if they knew that I left. And you're probably like, wow, what great family you have. I'm like, I know. And a lot of people will say, you need to get out of that place. But the thing is that God put you in there for the season of time. God has you there for a reason. You know, like, yes, family's supposed to be encouraging, supporting. When I first told my dad about this online ministry, you know what he did? You want to know? He just did this, ugh, and just walk off. That's it. That was the reaction I got. That right there. You know. Now I understand that some families are really good, and you probably have a really family origin. That's great on you. Spend time with them, and make sure in the breathing room because they're there in your household. You probably live with them, whether if you're still young, if you still live with your mom and dad, or maybe if you live with your wife and kids, or your husband and kids. Being able to spend that time, don't try to balance things out. People often love to balance things out. If I can balance, if I can just balance, then everything is good ish. I can just do that. Yeah. If I can just balance this, then everything's good. I got everything balanced. I make sure that I put 30 hours into video games, an hour for exercising, 5 hours, probably 8 hours at work, 30 minutes with my wife, and then probably an hour of cleaning. Everything is balanced, but sometimes stuff happens. Sorry to tell you that. You can't keep it balanced. You can't make sure everyone, like I said, everyone has standards. Everyone wants to be able to make sure that it is perfect. Everyone wants to make sure within their time of whatever they're doing, they want to make sure that it is balanced. And if it's not, it's going to fall. And to be honest, it shouldn't be balanced. It shouldn't be. Stuff is going to happen. God may call you to, let's say, be a missionary. You're going to be away from your family. Guess what? What you wanted to do, whoops, it's going to fall. It's going to crumble. It's going to tremble because you can't keep it balanced. And we shouldn't be able to do that. We shouldn't say, oh, I'm looking at my schedule. I'm looking at my busy schedule. And I want to make sure that I balance it. Make sure that everything is okay. Make sure that I do this. Make sure I do that. Make sure that I have enough time to be able to do that. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be balanced. Instead of focusing on balance, how about shift it to focus? Because God may be calling you to maybe focus on your kids. And say like, okay, God, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to obey you. Are you listening? Like I even said in the past series, are you looking at your schedule and listening to your schedule that you made more? Are you listening to God more? Which one are you listening to? You should be able to obey Him. Go where the Holy Spirit's guiding you. The Holy Spirit can lead you to great, extraordinary things. Keep that in mind. The Holy Spirit can do that. So when you try to keep stuff in balance, don't. Instead of just trying to say balance, shift it to say focus. Get rid of throw the balance word out of your dictionary. Just go whoosh. Like you would yeet the desk out the window. Just yeet the word out of your vocabulary. It's probably the best way I can explain it. Just yeet the word yeet. But yeah, just yeet it away and then get focused. Saying like, okay, I want to focus on God. I want to focus on this instead of trying to balance it. The next point kind of goes in with hand in hand. What about spouses? How much breathing room should I be able to have time for my marriage or girlfriend and boyfriend? There's a verse that I want to begin before I go in. It's in 12:10. It says, "Be devoted in one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves." Okay. Yeah, I know it didn't mention anything about wives. I know it didn't mention anything about girlfriends. I know it didn't mention anything about boyfriends. But it says be devoted to one another in love. Friends, family. It doesn't mean that it has to be a relationship. Now, mind you. But it's like you're supposed like we have this list, right? God first, probably your girlfriend or boyfriend second, hopefully your family, and then everything else, probably friends here and all that stuff, and then you last. That's the list that we go by, right? So your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend should be second. Spending time with them. I try to spend time with my girlfriend. I sit there and try to have fun with her. We'll be on the phone some days and we'll just be playing games. It might be the same game, but we also be, a good word to probably put it with each other, a butthole to each other, annoy one another, you know, being annoying to one another probably. Um, but the thing is that I try to spend time. I'm not talking to her like this, you know, I'm just talking to her like I am with y'all, you know. And don't just try to spend time with them. You got to build that real connection with them by listening to them. They're probably pouring their life out to you. It's nice to have some date nights. But the thing is about date nights, it doesn't have to be expensive. Don't think, oh man, oh, I know this fancy restaurant and it might cost a pretty penny. There's also this theater. I know that's cost a pretty penny. We can also go to a park. That might cost a little bit more if we're adding it all up. I don't know if I could fit it in my budget. Date night doesn't have to be expensive. It could just be at home playing a board game. You know, spending that time with them. And also, not only that, to be able to pray as a couple, to be able to do devotional with one another, you know, being able to build our relationship off of God, because God should be always number one. No way around it, okay? God is the center of life. Do not put your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend in the center of life. If you do, you need prayer. But, being able to pray and maybe do things that you might like, that they like, you know. We're supposed to be complete opposites, right? Male and female. But some of us, we would look like, okay, let's say as me looking for a girl, let's say that I'm single, you know, let's say, I want a girl that can game. I want her to be able to play the same games that I do, watch the same movies that I do. But more likely, you're going to meet the other opposite end where, sorry to tell you this, but they might not be in the same thing as you want to be. But if you start to explore their interests, you might end up liking it. That happens sometimes. Like with me and my girlfriend. She was not interested in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe until she played my version and actually bought the game. You know. On her side, I try to like some movies that she likes as well. Um, and it's okay. But sometimes exploring it, you don't know until you try. You don't know until you knock it. Don't knock it till you try it, right? Everyone should know that. Don't knock it till you try. Don't knock it till you try. The thing is, you can be able to explore. That helps the connection. You know, like, camping is not my suited thing. You know, to go a little bit more details. You know, she loves camp. And I was like, fine. At first, before I went, I thought I was going to be bored out of my mind. I'm not even going to lie to you. No video games, like none of that. I'm like, I'm going to be bored. And people saying like, you're going to be spending time with your girlfriend. I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be straight up bored. Okay? I don't know what I want to do. It just sounds boring. You know, who wants to go canoeing? That sounds boring to me. Who wants to go fishing? That sounds boring to me. You know, it just zip lining, boring. Archery, boring. Paintball gun, like none of that really interests me. I'm not much of an outside person. But when I went to camp, I started to like it. I like the canoeing. I like the zip lining. I liked a little bit of paintball. The first time ever too. See, exploring that interest, be able to build that connection. So that's the fifth point. Right, there's 11 points, so we're halfway. Sort of halfway. I mean, it's 11, it's not 12. So we're not halfway, we're technically halfway. Okay, next point. What if you feel like you never have enough time to fulfill your favorite hobbies or see your friends? Is that healthy? The thing is that God, our creator, our master, made us to have relationships. I'm sorry to tell you that. He made us to be able to have relationships. Look at the beginning, Adam and Eve. He didn't want Adam to be alone. You know, he had animals, but it's different than a human being. And he was like, okay, here you go. You know. And Adam wasn't alone. You know. And you gotta be able, you need that support. You need that encouragement. From friends, family, etc. You want to be able to have that support, have that encouragement. And you also want to be able to spend time in your hobbies. For me, for example, you know, I like to be able to have myself some me time. I'm pretty sure all of us would love to have our me time of doing whatever we want to do. Sometimes I will play the Switch. Like last night after the movie, I played a little bit of Switch and then I played a game on my computer. I was sitting there just relaxing. Was it stressing? Was it worrying? I was just having my breathing room. And I was also doing it with others. Even though people left, I was playing alone and still streaming it. And God may be able to use that time to speak to us. God can speak to us in so many ways. So many. Like, there's a whole list that I'm not going to list out because if I do, we're going to be here for a few more hours. We'll be here all night. And probably until next morning by the church starts. That's how long the list is. I just want to let y'all know. But sometimes there might be too much on your plate. You might be doing good things. You might be looking at your schedule, like I said previously. You might have a good schedule. You might be doing all things good. They're not bad. But the thing is, it can be too much. Like with my personal streams. I didn't stream Friday morning. I didn't stream Thursday morning either because I just felt like I was doing it too much and I wanted to have me some me time. I want to have that breathing room. And the thing is, just because it looks good doesn't mean we should grab it. Oh, it looks good. I'm gonna grab it. This case, it looks good. It looks good. I have all my Switch games. I don't know if y'all can see that. It looks pretty good. It looks clean as and fresh. See? It looks good. But sometimes we just need some breathing room. We have to look at our schedule. We have to drop it. I have to drop my personal stream. And if you think about it, if we want to go to the home stretch, if we really want to go deep about this, you'll be able to be glorifying God. And you're probably asking, how? I'm playing a video game. How is I glorifying God? Because God has given you those things. That's the thing. He has given you these things so that you can be able to enjoy them. Now, you shouldn't spend all your time on hobbies. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying at all. Do not spend all your times in your hobbies. But the thing is that God created us to have relationships, not to be alone. It's like Sims. When you're playing Sims, I don't know how many of y'all played it. Usually you have like a skill bar. You have your, I can't remember now. You have to make sure that you're clean. You have to make sure that your sim is fed. You gotta make sure that your sim is fun. You gotta make sure your sim is hygiene. You gotta make sure that when it needs to pee, you have to make sure of when it needs to sleep. And you see all that. And when it's a full green bar, your sim can work at 100%. It can work at 100%. But there's also a bar. I did not mention it. A social bar. In your sim, if it's very red, and if you play Sim 4, your sim is going to go crazy. It's going to lose its marbles. Like I did when I was doing Marble Man. But it's going to lose their marbles. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to anybody. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And it's always good to go to a person. Especially if you're struggling. There are counselors out there. Even Christian counselors. And sometimes we need that help. In James 5:16, it says this, therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. That's why I usually recommend Christian counselors. God can use that individual. Like I said, God can speak to us in so many ways that is baffling to our limited minds. God can speak to you that way. Oh, cool. So God can use that person to help you with what you're struggling with, whether it be a family or work or, for me, for instance, online ministry, to be able to support and encourage it, Also, in another verse, Hebrews 12:1, making sure that I got my right verse. Yeah, Hebrews 12:1. Like I said, I've been going all over with the Bible, so that should be understandable. And it says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangled, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. The cloud of witnesses, that is our friends. You're sinning, you're struggling with that sin. You want that accountability partner. You want to be able to say, hey, I'm really struggling. I don't know what else to do. To be able to do life together. I did a whole sermon Do you live a single player lifestyle or a multiplayer lifestyle? I did a whole sermon about that. And it's sure God wants you to have relationships. But if you look at the other side of the coin, we kind of get caught up in bad relationships. We get caught up in relationships where we don't like. A person can be judging you, hating you, or saying something rude or mean. Our human nature wants to probably flip them off. Our human nature probably wants to cuss them out for them cussing us out. That's part of our human nature. That's what we want to do. It's probably not what God wants you to do, but that's probably what we want to do. When someone does wrong, we're going to be like, karma is a witch and I'm coming back. Full freaking force. You're going to be ready for my fist of fury. But sometimes we have to be able to go to God and say, God, I want to have the right relationships. To send me the right friends. Not the wrong friends. To be able so that that the friends that can be able to sharpen us, to encourage us, to be able to help us out. And probably to be able to help them out too. We all have a season. We all go through stuff. We all have it. And don't treat those people like the people have done to you in the past. Don't be so closed up just because of what happened to you. Be open. Like with me, for example, taking me as an example, because I don't know what else to use for example. I was getting Christian threats, and I'm still getting Christian threats. Whoopie freaking do. But I couldn't trust any Christian server. I just feel like all Christian servers are the same. I started to join some, and they're like, oh, that's not how a Christian should act. And I said, I know. I don't know why this had to happen to me. But I was opening because I wanted support. I wanted help. And it's not wrong to look for help. It's not wrong to look for guidance. The Holy Spirit can lead you to those people. And those people that God will use that can really help you in your life. And you'll be blessed. Don't miss out on that blessing. Don't miss out on that opportunity. The 7.7 that I want to mention is, how can I create the breathing room if everything that I do is important? Looking at your schedule, everything is important to you. But thing is, you can't live out like a marathon. You can't go, okay, I got this done. Okay, I gotta do this. Okay, got it. That's basically what we did in Jackbox. We were playing the devil in the details. Yeah, I know, it's a strange title. And you're basically given chores throughout the day. And we're sitting there rushing. We're going, okay, I got this done. I got this done. All right, how's everybody else in the family? Okay, I got this done, this done. That's basically what you're doing. But how can I simply create it? Well, first thing, you need to seek out the Holy Spirit for guidance of what needs to go and what needs to stay. I can't look at your schedule. Like I said, just because of something's good doesn't mean you should do it. What are you adding to the list? Is this what you are adding, or I'm adding, or is this what God is adding? Like I said, it doesn't have to be bad things. It could be good things. You could be doing something good for your life. But at the same time, it might be too much on your plate. It might be really too much for you. You might not be able to handle it. It's like, I think it's good. Like personal streams. I enjoy it. I love it. But there is a thing of as in too much. Too much. There is that thing that there is it's just too much. Just too much. Like, is it what you're adding? You probably don't feel like it as a waste of time. But the thing is it your thing or God's thing? And the thing is, you will feel burdened. Guess what? Galatians 5:2. We want to go to a popular verse there? Here we go. Everyone should know this verse, even though I'm pulling it up just to make sure. You know, bear each other burdens. I'm pretty sure all of us has heard that voice. I think it's 6-2, not 5-2. Carry each other burdens. In this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. That's what we're supposed to do. You know, it shouldn't be just because, oh, I should do that. It's good. That shouldn't be an indicator. I'm sorry to tell you this. You know, purse treatment is good, but it shouldn't be an indicator. You know, catching up on shows shouldn't be an indicator. Is that what you want, or is that what God is adding? That's the thing is, you have to look at your list. Like I said, I don't know your schedule. I don't know how busy you are, but you gotta look at it. You really do. What assignments are you doing for God? Is it God's assignment or your assignment? Is this what you want to do, or is this what God wants you to do? There's two sides. Which one is it? Which one is it? You know, let's look anime. Everyone likes it. Well, I don't know about everybody. You know, I like anime. Obviously, that's a me thing. That's not God. That's me. But if we want to look at mystery, that's God. This is full on God. Not, you know, even though the Holy Spirit is leading me to be able to teach, to be able to preach, but the thing is, that's God. Not 100% me. That's a thing. You know. You know, just taking that as an example. Just because it's good doesn't mean you should do it. Look after God. Look. Go after Him. So that's the 7 point. Now we're coming up to the 8 point. Is it bad? I'm doing this because I wish I had a lot of breathing room. Is it bad if you have too much breathing room? That's the 8th point. Is it bad? I would love to have that breathing room. Where the frick did you get all that breathing room? That's what would be my first thought. To be like, I want some of that. Like, you have so much. I mean, I'm busy bee over here. Oh my gosh. You have so much room. You have so much space. Can I have that? Can I simply have that? I mean, I would love to have, but let's go back to the question at hand. Is it bad to have too much of it? Well, it's understandable if you have disabilities or if you have mental issues like depression. You know, that is something. You know, if you're dealing those things, then you have to do something. You know, for them, like meds and stuff like that. You know, don't limit yourself. Some people will limit themselves. Look at their skills. Like with me starting out this ministry, I didn't know what to do. Like, where do I start? Like I was saying to God so many times, hey, get someone else. Literally, get someone else. I'm not fit to run a ministry. Nope, not for me. But thing is, God can give you tools. Don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in the box and say this is all that you can do. Don't sit there and put yourself in the box like this and say this is all I can do. You have to be able to get out. Step out of that comfort zone. To be able to jump out. You know, if God didn't do it, then He wouldn't ask you. You know, He called me to ministry. He might call you to do something else. And it might be out of your ability, your skill range. You might not have the skills to be able to do it. But God can provide you. That's the thing. And then there's the other side of the coin to this. Maybe you're just too lazy. Maybe you just don't want to do anything. Maybe you just want to sit in the chair. You know, oh man, I could do this. I don't feel like it. I could. I don't know. I mean, my controller is like down there. I don't know if I want to pick it up. I mean, I just don't know. I'm feeling a little thirsty. I don't know if I can reach my drink over there. I might be running out. I might have to go to the kitchen. That's a long walk. I don't know if I can do stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can do stuff like that. It's so far away. It's just so far away. Well, the thing is, you have to do something. You might be enjoying it for too long, and you have to make a move. You have to do something about it. If you were to die today, then you're like the Soul movie, where Joe Garner asked his mom when he was about to get his pants that was ripped. I'm not trying to spoil the movie. And he said, I don't want my life to amount to nothing if I were to die today. Because God can call you to be a task, but you can simply say no because you're just too lazy. You got to be able to prepare for that God's task. Whatever it can be. Wherever He is leading you. You got to be able to prepare for it. And to be able to obey, listening to the Holy Spirit. Your counselor, your advocate that lives in your heart. That's within you. To be able to listen to it. Now, I don't think I could put my whole heart and just... I think I'll break my neck if I did that. And I'm not saying literally going, alright, let me try to put my ear to my heart. Let me just... If I'm just so flexible, like I'm... No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. No. So, that's what it is. And also, you gotta spend time in prayer. That communication, like I just said earlier. And then a lot of people, what a lot of people would ask? What's my purpose? What do I do in my life? I don't know where God has guided me. Has God guided me to do this? Does God want me to do that? I have no idea. Where am I supposed to go? What is my purpose? Well, I got an answer to that question. Oh, know what it is? Another question. Da-da-da-da. My question is, are you praying and seeking God? Are you actually, and if that question is no, then you're not seeking out your purpose. You're not really trying. You're not going all the way in. And that kind of leads up to the 10th point. We're almost there. We're almost there at the 10th point. Let's say you do have the breathing room. This is the 10th point. And let's say you're spending time with God. Let's say you're reading the Bible. You're, reading these devotionals. You're spending time with prayer with Him. But you feel like you could be doing it wrong. What is the right way? Is this what I'm supposed to do? We literally go over that earlier. Like I said, it's a communication. You got to spend time with prayer. If you're seeking answers and you're not listening, then you're not going to go anywhere. If you're not investing your time, if you're not putting in effort, then you're not going to be able to get those answers. You need to be able to have that prayer. You need that quiet time with God. All the time in the Bible, Jesus went in the wilderness to pray. Went to a dark place to just pray. Even mentioned in the Bible that we're supposed to go in the closet. Get rid of all distractions. Get rid of everything. Cell phone, I know. It might be a difficult task. It might be a lot difficult task. To get rid of all the distractions. Just to get rid of every single one of them. The thing is, you have to be able to block them out. You need to say, not today. You're not going to distract me. I'm going to go and pray. I'm going to go to my closet. And I'm going to pray. And see what God has in store for me. And then, you also got to be able to work on your prayer life. We kind of all need that. If you think about it. We all need work in our prayer life. Don't just pray out in public. So that people can see you're good. No. Sorry to tell you that. Pray quietly. Able to have that time with God. The Bible, if you look at the Bible, it's God's instructions to life. but it's also God's promises. We look back in 1 Thessalonians 5:17, pointing that verse back up, it says, pray continually. And other translations will all say, pray without ceasing. That's the thing. And you can be able to worship a God. Worship Him. That's also spending time with Him. Dedicating your life to Him. To put everything aside, saying like, okay, I love this game. This game is great. But I think I need some alone time with God. Something's bothering me. I feel like the Holy Spirit could be guiding me to be able to pray. Right there in that moment. Even if you're in a tournament, God might be calling you to pray right then and there. You might lose, but at least you're obeying God. Alright, and the last final point. Can I get a drum roll, please? Even though there's no drums here. What do you do to make breathing room in your life, but everyone around you, when you try to spend time with them, they don't want to seem to spend time with you? You may not have that good connection with your family. I don't. Like I said earlier, I really don't. Like I said, you gotta be able to find the right people that God wants you to be around. Not the thing is that people need to understand not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone's gonna hate you. People seem to don't like me. Why? Because they call me a false prophet. And then they don't ask for reasonings or anything else. They'll just go on their way. But there are some people that will like to listen to you. That may like your hobbies. That likes your personality. That like to spend time with you. We all have friends, but we also have enemies. And we still gotta show that same love that God has shown all of us. That's the thing. But the thing is that sometimes we like to put our value, our expectations on people. I'm putting in the time, I'm making my breathing room as my busy schedule to talk to this person. They don't want to talk to me? Frick off! Yeet! I put in everything. Now I feel sad. I feel disappointed. Just don't know how I can do in my life. I tried talking to that person, and I just feel completely ignored. I don't know what to do. My expectation just went low. It was so high to the roof. And it just went low and low. I don't know what to do. People can't meet their expectations. Not everyone's perfect. Everyone's gonna make mistakes. Everybody. People will fail us. If you put your trust and value in them so much, they will fail you. Something will come up. Something will happen. But when you put it in God, He will never fail you. He never has. He will never leave you nor forsake you. No matter how many times you may outrun Him, no matter how many times you may cuss at Him, He is still there with you. Even though your friend may not be there with you, or your girlfriend or boyfriend, but God is always there for you. Your value should be on Jesus, not on people. You know what Matthew 7 says? I'm pretty sure all of us know this verse. With the betray, look in the speck in your brother's, before looking in the speck in your brother's eye, look at the own plank, the own beam in your own eye. You hypocrite. Same thing, the value shouldn't come from people. People will fail us. It comes from Jesus. You know what Jesus did? You want to know what Jesus did? He died for you. He forgave you for your sins. He loves you unconditionally. The value, our value, is on His blood. That's the price tag. We all have it, you know. Do you see $100? Nope. I'm not worth 100 miles. Hopefully my girlfriend won't agree with that. I mean, I'm worth more than that. But look at that. I'm putting value on my girlfriend. But if you put, and then you would think that you're not worthy enough. You're not worthy enough. But if you put your value on Jesus, you are worthy. You do matter. You do matter. He created you. He made you. He molded you. He shaped you. And all this other stuff. That's what he did. Did other people do that? No. I mean, you came in your mother's womb, but still. Did your friend made you? No. Did your girlfriend or boyfriend made you? No. Did they crafted you? No. God did. So why are you putting your value on other people when you should be putting your value on Jesus? You know, in 1 Peter 18 through 19, First Peter 1, chapter 1, it says this, "For you know that it was not with the perishable things such as silver or gold that you were redeemed from empty way of life, handed down to you from your ancestors, but with the precious blood of Christ, a lamb without blemish or defect." It's with his precious blood. It's so precious. We are redeemed. He came down from heaven to earth as a human being. Even though he was God, he came down as a human being and he sacrificed. And it was the perfect sacrifice to restore brokenness in our life. God wants us to do great things. But you may not know it if you do not spend time with him. So let's look over the 11 points again. Let's look at over the 11 points again. So the first point was, if I'm so busy, am I living in sin? No. Your second point, how can I make breathing room in my schedule for prayer? Prayer is communication and it should be a priority. That should be definitely in your schedule. Your third thing, if you feel like you don't have enough breathing room to be able to serve God, we are called to be servants. We're not supposed to be we're not supposed to take. I was about to say give. But we are supposed to give. Don't be just a consumer. Be a contributor. That's three. Number 4, how much breathing room should I make time to spend time with family? Family communication should be important, especially the ones that you live with, that God wants you to be with. Because you can be missing out a blessing. Your fifth thing, what about my marriage? You should be able to spend time with that person. Yes. Sixth thing, is it healthy that I cannot have time to fulfill my hobbies? It is not healthy to isolate yourself. It's not. We all want me time. And God created us to have relationships. So, no, it's not healthy. That you're not seeing your friends, that's not healthy. God can use individuals. That's the thing. So that's the sixth thing. Let's go to the seventh thing. Your seventh thing, how can I create breathing room if everything is important? Just because it's good doesn't mean you should do it. Make sure if it's what God wants you to do rather than what you want to do. Like I said in the previous in this series, are you listening to your schedule more? Or are you listening to God more? That should answer your question right there. So that's number 7. Number 8. Number 8 is it bad to have too much breathing room? No. But if you're lazy, yes. If you have disabilities, like my girlfriend for instance, or if you have a mental issue, mental breakdown like depression and stuff like that, then that should be understandable. But if you're so lazy, then yes, it's bad to have too much breathing room. Because you can be in it so long and you gotta do something. Number 10, I do have the breathing room to be able to have time with God, spend time with Him, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Everyone worship God different. And like I said, you got to be able to spend time. If you're asking them, then spend time with Him. Make time with Him. You know, don't feel like you're doing it wrong. Prayer doesn't have to be just like this, like I said. It's communication, talking. So that is the 10th thing. And the last thing, the last finale thing that we just went over is what do you do if people don't want to spend time with you? If you're making that breathing room to be able to spend time with them, what do you do? Not like I said, not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone's gonna hate you. You know, pray to God that God will send you the right people and not the wrong people. So hopefully this feels encouraging in a way for this last part of the series. Yes, this is the last part. I know it is sad. It's extremely sad that this is the last part of the series. But hopefully this is able to guide you or to encourage you. I don't want you to simply just take away from this. Like I said before, don't just simply just take. Apply it to your life. Like in my prayer earlier, don't be just hearers of God's word. Be doers of God's word. We're supposed to be do it out. We're supposed to put it into practice, to put in the effort. Don't sit there and just don't do it. Spend time with Him. That is what I want you to do. That's what I wanted you to take out of this, to put it into practice. Don't just be hearers, be doers. Don't just take. You are a servant. Serve others. So, is there any questions, comments, or concerns, or any inputs from anyone that is from the Twitch land? Since no one's in the Discord, do y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, or inputs? As this is the last session of this series, do y'all have anything that you would like to say? Say it now. Speak forever and hold your peace. Yeah, I think that's how it is, right? Right? I think that's how it is. I assume that's how it is. I'm not sure, but I think. I think. I completely think. I may not know, but I think. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? Anybody? Anybody in the Twitch land? Do y'all have anything? Nothing? Do we have absolutely nothing? Because I'm giving y'all the chance to say something. I'm giving y'all this opportunity. You can be able to ask your questions. No one? Okay, if there's no one, if there's no questions, comments, or concerns, is there any prayer requests out there in the old Twitch land? Any prayer requests that you would like to pray over? If there is no questions, comments, or concerns, is there any prayer request? Any prayer requests? Any at all? Is there something that you want me to pray for? Anyone? If there isn't, I want to go ahead and pray. Because it was a lot to take in. I know this was a lot to take in. But hopefully y'all take notes. Like I said, we went over 11 points. Because I wanted to look at, since this was, like I said, the finale of the series, I want to look at different ways, the way you look at breathing room. You know, and kind of answer some empty holes if there was any empty holes. Because I feel like there was, so this was basically to fill in those gaps. So I know this was a bit to take in. And it was honestly a good bit to take in. So, all right, going once, going twice. Are y'all sure y'all okay with this? Also, if y'all curious, I don't know about these unknown users. I don't know where they came from. I don't know who they are. I don't know why it's unknown. I'm guessing Twitch. I know Twitch was hacked, so I don't know. Simply don't even know. I don't. I don't even know. I might know, but I don't even know. If that made any sense. Hopefully that made sense. To some extent. Alright, let's go to the Lord in prayer then. Humbly gracious Father, Lord, I come to your throne, Lord. Lord, it's not ideal if we're just busy. So help us to examine our hearts, to look at our schedules, and maybe something has to go, Lord. There can be all good things, but just because we're good doesn't mean that we should do them. Help us to realize and look at our schedule. Is this what you want us to do? Or is this what I want to do? Because it shouldn't be about me. It should be about you. So that we can be able to live your way to the fullest. So help us to be able to look at our schedule. And just because if we are busy, don't let us think that it's a sin. Because it's not. Neither is it ideal. Help us to be able to create breathing room for prayer. So that we can be able to spend time with you. Be able to go with you and just have a conversation. Just telling you about our day. Having that good, strong connection like we would do with our friends, our family. Help us to be able to do that, to have time for you. To be able to pray and worship you. Not just Sunday, or Saturday night, or Wednesday. Help us be able to make it a lifestyle, Lord. If it's not already, help us to be able to do that. Help us be able to be doers and not just hearers. Also, help us be able to have some breathing room for our spouses and family. Because you put them in our lives for a reason. Don't make us that we have to balance it out. Let's throw balance out of our dictionary. Say it's no more, it's gone. Instead, help us to be able to say that we're able to focus. Let's focus. If you want us to focus on our kids, then we'll focus on it. If you want to focus on building your kingdom, let us focus. If we want to focus on our dad, then let us focus on our dad. Let us be able to focus, not just balance. And the same thing with our spouses, our girlfriend or boyfriend. To be able to spend time with them, to build that relationship. And also to pray as a couple. And do devotions as a couple. If we do have that significant other in our lives, help us be able to do that. Even if it's not a significant other, help us do that with friends. Be able to say, hey, let's go get a cup of coffee. And let's just sit down. Help us to be able to do that if that is needed, Lord. Help us to be able to do that. Also, be able to help us to have breathing rooms for our me time. Because you can use it to be able to talk to us. Because you have given us so many things. So many. And that we should be thankful and not grateful. We shouldn't be just thankful on Thanksgiving once every single year. We should be thankful always. And to add on that, thank you, God. Thank you for everything that you have done. And that you are still doing, that you have not stopped working, that you have not stopped moving mountains. We can't wait to see what's next in store in our lives, Lord. So help us to be able to feel your will, your way, and let your way to be done, not our way. It may look good, it may look nice, but we should say it's done. We should be able to say, let's do it your way, Lord. But help us to be able to do that, to be able to create this breathing room. And if we are fully lazy and don't feel like doing much, we're just too comfortable, then we need to get out of that box. We need to get out of our comfort zone. We could be able to miss your blessing, the opportunity that you have set out for us. Missing on something that could be so great. So help us be able to do that. If we are trapped and if we are limited in the box because of our skill set, help us not to be limited. Because you can call us to do so many things. And that you will provide for all of us, Lord. This is the last part of the sermon. Apparently it cut off on me. So, if some of y'all were curious on that, I didn't know. The thing about it is, I didn't know that it did. You know, really did not know that it cut off on me. So I am completely sorry about that. But we do have our Discord if y'all want to come in and fellowship. That's kind of what I was saying at the end of my prayer, and then I was also saying that I was also saying that this is the end of our breathing room series. So if y'all are asking what's happening next, then I don't know. And also I also sent this out as if you missed the previous breathing room series, then go to this YouTube page as well. And then also said that if this was your first time coming in, we want to be able to congratulate you. So if you would like to fill out this form with much information as possible. This is all that I said earlier, and apparently it just cut me off. It just said nope. That's literally what Discord just did. Nope. I know it's dark. I know I have this light. I know I had some light issues, and I turned the light off because I was like, whoa, what? I just looked back at it. As I literally turned everything off, I looked back at it, and then I was like, why did it randomly cut me off? Because through OBS, it says that I was streaming. And then the next minute I was known, I was just cut off. So I do want to apologize for that. I don't know what the issues was. I don't know if it was because I was trying to do 180p again. I was having several issues tonight, beginning with audio issues. So I want to say that I'm very, very sorry about that. But if you have any questions about what is the Bible, where should I start reading, what is the prayer, all that stuff, I will be able to love to answer them. If you want to come into the Discord to our fellowship hall, this is basically where we fellowship, coming in together, building that communication. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say until it just poofed on me. So I did dumb it down to 720p. I was looking at it. I was frustrated with myself. So I do want to say that I am completely sorry on my fault. You didn't even hear the end of my prayer as I was praying. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to add this to the end whenever I start to edit this. I'm going to be adding this because I am really, really sorry. If you came in and you were watching and then all of a sudden it just went oof. So I'm completely sorry about that. Completely sorry about that. So if anybody that's still lurking are still here and noticed this stream, there you go. Because apparently I was streaming. You see it send twice. Because I would, like I said, according to my OBS, I was screaming. I know it's a little dark. You can see me a little bit. I mean, it's not fully black, but you can still see me. But I just want to let y'all know that I am completely sorry. I don't know what is up with these issues today that I had today, but I am completely sorry. Um, Hopefully, it won't happen next week if I'm beginning a new series, or I'm just going to be doing some topics here and there. Because the last series I did was on the Holy Spirit series, and that's already on YouTube if you want to be able to watch that. But yeah, take care. Hopefully, I'll be able to see y'all in the fellowship hall where we can fellowship and talk about some goodies. But yeah, y'all take care. Be safe. And like I said, I'm sorry. I just want to be able to stream this and just really apologize for that before I go in and just because I haven't eaten anything, so I just got my food right here. I'm smelling it. So, but I want to be able to say that I'm sorry. So, I hope that y'all can forgive me. I don't know what happened today. I don't know why it randomly cut me off. That was just so strange and bizarre. When I first, like I said, when I first saw it, I was like, "What the frick is going on?" So, but at least y'all heard most of the sermon, so it wasn't completely off. So at least you heard most of it. Most majority of it. So yeah. So that's pretty much all I want to say is that we have our Discord fellowship, and if you would like to connect with us, this is the first time following God, or re-following God, like I said, fill out that form with much information. And like I said, all of our series is on YouTube, and this will be uploaded onto Mondays. Again, I'm sorry, and hopefully I'll see y'all in the fellowship Discord. Till then, take care, stay lit, and hopefully I'll see you soon. And I'm terribly, terribly sorry.